Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today I'm going to do something completely out of my comfort zone. I'm a guy who plays things with strings, anything with strings, and I dabble with keyboards and I sing until people tell me not to. But I've always been quite fascinated with synthesizers, and over the last few years I've been doing a lot of my recording on my iPad. And on the iPad I've got lots of apps for different synthesizers, and I've been really getting into that. I'm no expert yet, I'm no Doug Woods, but I'm getting there. But to drop the name of another mobile recording guru, I was chatting to Jakob Hack of Hack Attack channel a couple of months ago, and I was telling him that I'd always been a bit fascinated by modular synthesis, but that I really knew nothing about it and I'd never had a chance to have a go with it. And Jakob had recently had a resurgence of interest in modular synthesis, and he told me that if I was interested, then I really should get myself MI Rack, and that would be the ideal mobile app to use to learn all about it. And I kind of took his advice on board and then completely ignored it. But recently I was talking to a guy in the iPad musician group on Facebook, and we were actually discussing apps that we'd looked at and considered but not bought because like in my case, there were apps that I'd looked at and thought it probably doesn't really suit the kind of music that I make, and I probably wouldn't make much use of it. And MI Rack came up, and he was telling me I really should get it. He was also telling me to get Acid and Groove Rider, and I said, they're just probably apps that I wouldn't really use. And he said, that's the perfect reason to get them, because he said you make really good videos, but what might be really interesting would be to see you make a video where you open an app for the first time and learn it on the spot, especially something as complicated as MI Rack. And I thought, well, it's maybe not such a bad idea. You might be quite interested in, some of the most popular videos on YouTube are ones where people make idiots of themselves. But, I had to say to him, well, I'm a full-time musician and currently we're in lockdown mode, so I really have very little income, so I can't really be buying apps at the moment. So later that day, he actually gifted me MI Rack and Acid and Groove Rider on the understanding that I make total utter noob videos about them. So I've never opened MI Rack before. I'm going to open it now, and let's dive into it. Let's get started and let's see how much of a fool I can make of myself. Okay, so when you go to open MI Rack for the first time, there are some folders which seem to contain demos and maybe instructions, but I haven't looked at them because I said that I wouldn't, and I'm a hippie of my word. Now, when you go to new patch, I think it was, that I pressed on, you just get this big old empty rack. You'll see up here I have a little icon showing me that I've opened it in Elm, which I've done because I'm using Elm to record the mic so I can talk to you. Now we have one strip. Already in the rack, which is audio out. So obviously that's where I need to send things to, right, to get sound out. And we have some icons up here that I have no idea what they do, and this seems to be a pause button, so apparently it's already playing, but there's nothing in there playing, so maybe I should leave it playing. I have no idea. So I'm going to go to this plus sign up here. I presumed that was where we add in a module, and I was correct. Now we've got different categories of module. Alright, packs or tags. Tags takes me to type of module, it would appear. So just clicking on view. Yeah, types of module. Right, okay. That's more useful, I think, to my way of thinking. So let's see if we can find... I did get a little bit of advice from a friend who said if you're going to have a look at modular synthesis, you're going to need a clock, because otherwise you're going to be adding in a sequencer probably and some synthesizer module or something, and then you're going to wonder why nothing's happening, it's not running. So I see a label for clock, and now I have no idea how to pick what would be the best clock for my needs, obviously, and I don't want this to be the longest video in the world, so I'm not going to go through them all and read what each of them does, but master clock seems to, it looks very simple. We'll have that one. Okay, master clock has a temporary set of 120 BPM. I don't know what these mean. Okay, right, so we'll add something else. I'm seeing one for drum. Let's add in a kick. Let's see if we can get a sound out of a kick. A kick drum seems to be a sensible place to start, but it's not appeared. Is there a... It's not appeared. Did I press the wrong thing? I'm a little terrified by how big you can make this rack. I presumed you could go off screen, but well, whatever. Okay, so I'll try that again. Kick, add to patch. Maybe I caught the wrong. Yeah, I must have caught the wrong thing. Okay, kick. Let's move that over here. I don't know why. Right. Right. So now I'm going to need something to make the kick happen. So I know people use sequences in modular synthesis. I'm supposed to learn about it when I can't even say it. So here's a whole bunch of sequences. Wow. Some of these are quite mysterious looking to me, but I did notice a Euclidean style sequencer here, and I do know how to use them from using Brambos apps. Right, so okay, we've got a Euclidean sequencer here. So this would appear to be the window where you would put in your triggers. Why don't I know the right words? And it would seem to have 4 channels. So let's see if we can wire something. That would seem to be play. Well, of course it's plain. We've got play going up there. So we'll start with clock, and we'll send. How do I know? I don't know. It seems to have 4 outputs, and I don't know which one to use. Beat, bar, 8ths or 16ths. I'm going to go with beat. Beat. I'm going to put that in where it says clock on the sequencer. That would seem to make some sense. And I'll send channel 1 out of the sequencer to the kick, right? Trigger in. That seems to make sense. Where do I send that to, Dad? I don't want to send it straight to audio out because it's going to take up one of my audio outs. So I need a mixer. Do we have mixers in here? Mixer. Oh my god. These are colourful. I'll go with the 16 channel. That looks like the kind of mixer I'll be familiar with using with bands and stuff. So mixer, yeah. We've got 16 channels, all identical it would seem. We've got left and right inputs. I presume the kicks mono and we're just going left. We've got sends. We've got send outs and returns, so we can have groups, we can have effects, we can pan, I mean, this looks exactly like the kind of mixer that I'm very familiar with using live, so maybe this is a good choice. And we'll go out from the kick to channel 1. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try that again. The colour of the wire seems to be different every time. I presume there's no significance to that. I think that MI must just randomise the colours just to make things look pretty, because when you see modular synthesizer setups, you know, they're all those leads and everything, I think is what's most fascinating about it, to be honest. Okay, so we've got, let me think this through logically. We've got master clock, going to the sequencer to give it a tempo. We've got out from the sequencer into the kick sample, which is going to channel 1 on the desk. The desk needs to go to the output. Right, left to left, right to right, and we better turn the volume up on the channel. Headphones. Okay, right. Have we got a sound? We've got a sound. I made a sound. Okay. Alright, so I'm not such a stupid hippie. There's no way that's 120 beats a minute. Maybe we're going from the wrong output of the clock. Change it to bar. That's not speeded it up. It would help, I think, if this green line that's moving across the yellow squares was a brighter colour. I'm going to try a different one. Let's try. That's moving at what would appear to be more of a 120 beats per minute kind of a speed. So let's divisions on channel 1. That should give me more kicks. That worked. I knew that. Okay, right. I'm going to make some room here. I'm going to move my sequencer across, and we're going to add some more drums. Let's add some more drums because I've made that work. So let's make some more sounds. It seems I can only add one module at a time. Snare. We're going to repeat this process because it would be nice to have something happening that sounds something like something. Right. Okay, so I've got a snare, hats, and open hats. Let's send these to appropriate channels. So we've got a snare to channel 2. Closed hats to channel 3, and open hats to channel 4, and then we need to trigger these in from the sequences. So I feel like I'm doing this a bit backwards now. I've got all the wrong one there, but number 3 will be for hats, number 2 for snare. I wish the screen wouldn't move like that when you, it's kind of distracting. Okay. So now we need to turn up the volumes on the desk. So we've got sounds coming in. Everything's very tiny on here. It's difficult to, I mean, I've got tiny fingers, but it's difficult to get to the controls you want. And I don't want to zoom in and out all the time, because I feel like zooming in and out all the time, I'm going to keep accidentally pressing things. So that I see now why people use an Apple Pencil with this. But I don't have one, so that's that. Let's have that kick a bit louder. Right, put some in the sequences. So divisions of snare will keep us 2, and we'll offset it. We'll just go for a really standard beat, like an obvious noddy beat. right? And then let's have more divisions of hi-hat. Okay, we've got like 2 open hats already. Let's move those across to be on top of the snares. Right, I'm not happy with the closed hats now. Can we get? So we've just got 8, so there's like a really obvious beat. Yeah. Okay, it's a really obvious, predictable beat, but we'll just mix it up a little bit because, right, the kick's a little quiet. All right, I feel really happy that I've got something happening that sort of makes some sense now. Okay. God, I wish it wouldn't do that. Just, it would be nice if there was like a way of just sort of pressing a button that makes whatever you've got open already just kind of snap to the iPad screen size, because I mean, obviously, you know, if I had an iPad Pro with the bigger kind of amount of real estate, you know, it would help. But still, an iPad is a small screen. It would be nice if something just made everything just fit nicely in that screen. Maybe there is a button that does it and I just don't know where it is. Anyway, right, so we've got some drums going. Now, let's do something that is like the total mystery to me. Oh, hang on, I wonder if I could get some effects. Surely it can't be hard to add some effects. Let's see what there is. So just press pause for a moment. Add. Let's see now. Would it be under effect? Effect. I'm seeing modulations and things I don't understand. Chopper. Play verb. Isn't that a category for just reverb? Oh, there is reverb. Okay. Right, let's find a reverb then. Again, I don't want to waste your time watching me funny about, so we'll just grab one. Spring reverb. Let's just go with spring reverb, and I'm going to put it next to the desk, and I'm not quite sure. Right. I'm going to save you a little bit of tedious watching and certain boredom by just fast forwarding this video a little bit here. Well, actually quite a lot, because I chose the spring reverb and I didn't really understand how to make it work. I fannied around with it for ages and ages, and I was so pissed off with myself because I was like, you know, it's just a reverb. Why can't I make a reverb work? And then when I eventually did make it work, it sounded like this. That sounds terrible. I wonder if it's the reverb that sounds like that, or if it's just how I've set it up. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. Oh. Why is it such a delay from behind the snare? I'm also confused as to why it suddenly started working. I mean, I must have touched something that made it work, but I'm trying to think back and I can't think what I did that made it work. I'm not liking this reverb sound. It might just be how I've set it up, but I am gonna ditch it because that just sounds sucky. Let's find a different reverb. something simple. That has hardly any controls on it. Let's try that one. Right, Reverb. Okay. Alright, so we'll go from, everything's already set now on the desk, so if we just go send left to room size, maybe? I don't know. Oh no, to in. Right. Right, auxiliary send in. Right. Then we'll go outputs left and right return. Okay. Alright, let's play it. Oh! That sounds great. Now that's made me happy. Okay, there's too much reverb, but it works. That's awesome. I made something work. Marvellous. Okay. Okay, so turn down the return. Okay. Turn down the return on the... quite a lot. Alright, okay, right, let's stop that. Okay, so I've learned that I need a clock to set tempo, and I've learned that I need a sequencer to make notes happen and something with samples in it, and to send that to a desk which goes to the outputs, and how to add an effect into the desk, which basically I knew because that's what I've done like a million times live with bands, but it's and it works exactly the same way. I'm glad I chose this desk because some of the other desks looked kind of terrifying, frankly. So let's see if we can get something else to work, like some kind of sequencer or so, not a sequencer, like some kind of synthesizer. So we've got synth voice. They all look a bit confusing. No, hang on, I'm thinking. If I have a sequencer, if I have a synthesizer, I'm going to need something to sequence notes in the synthesizer. Can the clock go out to... the clock must be able to go out to multiple things. It has to. So now, is something listed as synthesizer, or do I have to get into like clever names that I don't fully understand? Synth voice is the closest thing, so let's see what else. LFO. Envelope generator. I really don't know. I don't know. See, this is where I'm going to get stuck. I understand kick, snare, but okay, right. Let's granular. Let's go with something granular. Okay. So we've got texture synthesizer. Sounds nice. And it's pretty. Let's go with that. Okay, now my screen is starting to get confusing now. I've used this sequencer here to trigger these drums. So just to keep things tidy in my head, I'm going to put that next to them. Okay, so now I've got this. Let's have a look at it. Okay. Okay, it's got a trigger in, and it's got some outs. Let's get something in and something out, and just see if we can make a sound with it. So I might want some more drums. I'm going to leave a few channels, so I'm going to go from out left to channel 9 left and out right to channel 9 right. Okay, I'm going to turn that channel up already because I want to hear it as soon as I successfully make a sound out of it. And I'm gonna need something to make a sound. So let's have a look what we've got in the way of sequences. Maybe a different kind of sequencer for this kind of instrument. Some of these just look absolutely mind-bogglingly terrifying. I have no idea. Let's see if there's like a nice simple one, like something really, really simple. 8-step sequencer. 8-step sequencer that steps through each of the 8 values chosen by the octave and semitone knobs. That sounds like something maybe I could get my head around. And I'll put that sequencer next to the other sequencer. It's kind of, do you know, this screen jumping about business really annoys me. Yeah, I'm not entirely happy with how that works. Okay, right, so we've got some outputs from the sequencer. We're gonna, oh, the sequencer needs a clock. Where did I put my clock? I've lost my clock. Oh no, it's up there. Right, okay, so can this clock go from the same output? Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can. Alright, so that's kind of a little, if this was an actual physical piece of hardware, you wouldn't be able to do that because you wouldn't be able to get 2 quarter-inch jacks in the one thing out, would you? I don't need to worry about that right now. Okay, so we've got the clock out to this sequencer, and this sequencer is nice and simple. It only has one more jack out, and it says note out, so I'm going to take that out to trigger on this synth. And I'm going to press play just in case we're already making a noise. We're not making a noise. I hope you don't mind if we stop the action right there for a moment. This stupid hippie had actually chosen a module that doesn't make any sound. It processes audio coming into it. But it took me ages to realise, and there was much boring arsing about and just me getting cross. So let's just fast forward that to when this happened. It's nothing to do with my sequencer, is it? My sequencer is running. Look at that. I've got lights on it and everything. I'm gonna pick some other kind of synthesizer. I'm bored of trying with this one. How did I get rid? Oh, manage, delete. Right. Let's pick something else. Just stop the drums for a moment. Right. So we want some kind of. What else was there in granular? LFO. See. Maybe we. I really don't know. What's a function generator, I wonder? I have no idea. that looks like so simple that I can't imagine that it actually does anything. Maybe that's a good thing. Right. Okay. So maybe we'll go from this output here into that output there and send this to 9 and press play and see if we have a sound. Should I solo that channel? And then how do you solo? Where's solo button? Mute solo. Solo. Right. I've got the volume up on the desk. I've got the output to the input. I've got... Oh! I made a sound. It's a really shit one, but I made a sound. That apparently is the sound of dust. And you can change the polarity of the dust. Do you know what? I'm thrilled that it made a sound because it makes me feel less stupid, but I don't want that. Go away. I mean, really? I'd allotted a certain amount of time for me to make this video, and at this point during making it, it started to dawn on me that if I wasn't careful I was going to run out of time, because I'd always seen it as something that needed to be done in one sit down session. I didn't want to have to come back to it. That just didn't seem to me the way that this needed to be done. So I started to go through modules quite quickly. You know, I'd open something, mess about with it, try and get a sound eventually, and then realised that I didn't have the knowledge to work that particular kind of module correctly, didn't really know what I was doing, and sacked them off. I wanted to find something quickly that would just work, and so eventually, after much fannying about and getting cross with myself, this happened. Alright, let's just choose something really, really simple. And what's that? 4 LFOs with CV control. I don't even know what CV is. 4 sync modes in a small panel. What's this? LFO with selectable waveform. I don't know. It's not got many ins and outs. How can I go wrong? Okay, you sit next to the sequencer because the sequencer is going to make you do things. Note out to... it's not reset, it must be VOCT, because there's only VOCT, whatever that is, reset or out. Let's take... just sort my desk out a little bit. Did some fannying about, it didn't really work out well. Take solo off. Oh! Forgot about my drums. I'm just going to solo channel 9. Right, and then I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this little module I've added. Simple little module that's not going to let me down. Output to 9, left in. Okay. Hang on a minute. I've got lights on that channel as if there's a sound, but there's no sound. Why would that be? Why would that be lighting up and not making a sound? Accidentally pressed a group one there. I can't be right. What's going on? No, there's something wrong there. No out to... See, look, this light says I've got something going on going into this channel, and it's going to master. Masters up, solo that channel, and I've got level on my master, but I've got no. I can't hear a sound. That doesn't make any sense. Let's just try a different channel for a laugh. See the solo. Same again. It says there's audio going into the desk there, and I'm not hearing anything. No, I'm not only confused, I'm pissed off. I mean, I suppose it's totally pointless now pressing. Oh, what is that about? Alright, so I'm happy now because I've made a sound, right? Was it just a frequency that I can't hear? Oh, quite like that. Right, okay, so oh, now we know what notes these are. I mean, the sequencer is sequencing notes across octaves and semitones, but what notes are they? There must be a way to control that. Just see if there's another module that does something like that. Quantizer. Simple quantizer. Right. Right. Quantizer. Yeah. Okay. So let's just make a bit of room here. I want that to be at the side of the sequencer. Keep things tidy. Move this back up here. Okay. So what would we do with that then? How would we wire that in? Yeah, it's alright having these brilliant ideas, Jamie, but when you... so clock comes to sequencer. Sequencer would need... Would clock go to input on sequencer and then output? I'm guessing because that says voct again, which I don't even know what it is, so I'm guessing output, the output I need is there. That's not working. That can't be right. So note out. You would think that, would you think that maybe, all right, maybe note out goes to there, and then minor out would go to this voct. No, it says not. Voct. I'll put that in reset. I'll put that in rung all. I'm just guessing things now. Oh. Oh. Okay. So alright, that's a C minor. So what about if we funky scales. A major. Now let's go with A major. Right, okay, so we've got a sequence. Right. Now let's just change some of these octaves and semitones around and see if we can come up with just a nice pattern. Alright, it's crap, but I'm making a noise, I'm sequencing notes, and I know what key they're in, and let's see if we can find out with this now. Right, okay, so how do I change the... hang on, wait a minute, this has got a scale on it. No, this is more of a volume. Yeah, that's a volume. Alright, what does offset mean? Right, now this only seems to make a particularly pleasing sound. Right up here. Can I change this? I can't change these. What's that? Oh! That's a button. That was a button. Right, okay, I know what you like. I like this. Okay, take solo off. Zoom in. Right, now press play. I think that's in time, but I don't think they're both starting on the one, not the one that I have in my head. Why is that? How do I make that work? Somebody tell me, how do I make that work? Oh. Thinking. fast. Clock. Maybe I should be going from a different clock to yeah. Okay, the way I figure it in my head, the I've got a kick. I mean, I deliberately went for a very noddy drum beat just to help me with things like this. I've got a kick on the 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a snare on the 2 and the 4, and I'm getting a snare beat falling on the second division of the 8-step sequencer, which should surely be on the 3. Should surely fall on the 3 and the 7. And I don't know, it's like as if they're running in time with each other, but they aren't starting in the right place, and I have no idea how to make them start in the right place. I've tried messing around with the chain and, you know, like pressing time sync and hope that it might do something. There's no kind of way of resetting the 8-step sequencer to make it. Maybe it's something to do with master clock, but how do I make... there's a reset button on it, but that doesn't seem to do anything, and neither does run. I tried moving the clock from 8s to beat, but all it did was make it run half as fast, so it's like it's still out of time. It's just easier now to hear how out of time it is. I don't know. But you know what? I made a sound. I got some drums going. I made some sounds, right? They're not good sounds. I didn't make any beautiful music, but I did wonder whether in such a short investment of time I would actually be able to get a sound out of MI Rack at all. So hopefully this has not been a total waste of time. I don't really know how to wrap up this video because it's not like it's been a roaring success, or it's been a little adventure. It's been interesting, actually, for me. I doubt if it's very interesting to a viewer, so this probably won't see the light of day, but just in case it does, I ought to have something wonderful to say. So I'll say that the best thing I could do now, I think, is maybe go away and learn a little bit about this and then come back to you with the things that I've learned and explain how I got from here to there with some fabulous piece of music to play for you, all done in MI Rack. So thank you so much for watching, if you did make it this far, that is. If you would, please give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, and please consider checking out my Patreon account. All the details are down below. If you want to know anything more about me, my web address is down below. All my social media stuff is down there. Please feel free to contact me, and by all means use my email address if you want to ask me any questions about mobile recording or music or instruments, anything at all to do with music. Get in touch. Although I very much doubt that on the strength of this video anyone will be contacting me about MI Rack, but you never know. Anyway, please take care of yourselves and be good, and I will see you with another video soon.